Hello everyone, it's Kari here today. I'm going to be using the coffee cup shaker dies from Heffy Doodle to show you 3 different ways to make a card out of it. I love this one because look, it has a straw and you can make the little stripes any color you want on this straw. I'm in love with that one. You also get the die to cut the top of the cup, so if you wanted an open cup, you could do that. So that's what that one is there. And then you also have the ice cubes, some circles. That's for if you want to make some boba tea out of it. This is the topper for the cup if you want like a hot cocoa or any hot liquid. And then you have the holder here. And this piece here that I can't get off right now is to cut for a gift card. And then also there's the tea bag and the tea line there. So many things you can do with this die set. Now I've got a few stencils here. I'm going to be using all of them today. And then I'm also going to be using some of their shaker mixes. These are beautiful because not only do they have sequins, but they have gems in them. So they're the sparkle mixes from Heffy Doodle. I love them. They're beautiful. So to start out for the first one, I'm going to use this one that is a plaid design. And I'm just going to use some green ink for it. I started out with a lighter green palm tree colored ink, and then I went in with a darker green because I wanted it to be just a little darker. So there we go. Now I'm not worried about the center there if you're wondering about that, because that's where we're going to have the coffee cup sit. Now I'm going to take this star stencil. So cool. It kind of radiates out from the center, and I'm going to use a glitter paste on it. Now this glitter paste that I have here is gold and it's got some green glitter in it. It's hard to tell in the video, but it's basically gold with green. So it's very good for a Christmassy card. It's really, really pretty. So I'm going to add that here. I'm just adding it around the outside again because the center is going to be covered up with that coffee cup. And I'll pull this off and look how pretty that radiating star is. I'm going to clean this up and clean up all my tools and allow that to dry while I work on the rest of the card. So here I have a scored piece of cardstock, and I'm going to place this die for the coffee cup over the edge of that scored and folded paper. That way it's going to create a hinge to make an opening. Now I die cut this piece for the gift card, which you can do on the outside. You can do it on the inside. For this one, I wanted the gift card to be on the inside. So I cut those little notches out, and now I'm going to put together a straw. Now I know what you're going to be saying. A lot of the warm liquids don't really have a straw, but I love this straw so much that I wanted to use it on my coffee card today. And so I put that together, and now I'm going to use a part of this wreath die. I'm cutting that wreath to go in the background, and then I'm going to layer this up to look like a very popular coffee shop cup. For the lid, I wanted it to be a little more shiny. Like those plastic lids, they are a little bit shiny, so I'm going to use some embossing glaze on there in a red color. And this is going to darken up my cardstock a bit, but you will still be able to see that red shining through. It's going to just make it a darker red, which I think is kind of pretty for this card. Now I'm going to do this a couple of times, just pressing that into my wet sticky ink, the clear ink. Then I'll place that embossing glaze over the top, and then I'll heat set that with my heat tool. And that's going to create that plasticky, shiny look that I wanted. And look at this. It is making it darker, but it's really, really pretty maroon color. Next, to add a little bit of color to the coffee cup itself, I'm just going to do some ink blending with some red ink over the top. This just is going to be just a little hint of the red. Now we can start putting this whole thing together. I'm going to start building up this design with that wreath, and then I'll put over my coffee cup holder the lid that we did embossing glaze on. And then for the red circle that's going in the middle, I really wanted a design on there. So I searched through my Heffy Doodle Christmas stamps and I found the cutest little penguin that's going to work perfect for the center. Now I did trim off those excess leaves that were hanging out over the edge there. And there we go. And then I'm going to add that little red and white straw. So cute. Now that could also be a peppermint stick sticking out of the hot cocoa. Don't you think? That really could work. Now here's the penguin I found. It's from this stamp set right here. So cute. And I'm going to white heat emboss it onto that red circle there. Just a very simple thing, and I'll add a little bit of shading with colored pencil, but not really too much. So this little guy is going to go right on the center, and I'm going to pop him up with some foam tape, just like that. Isn't he cute? Now it's time to go ahead and put this onto the card, but before I did, I wanted to add a little more dark green around the edges. This is the Everglades color, and that just is really going to make it pop from the background. So we'll put this onto the card base, and then we'll attach the coffee cup to that card. Now to glue this on, you want to avoid the areas where the gift card is. You don't want to glue those tabs down. So that's why I kept the gift card in while I was gluing it. So I made sure not to glue those tabs shut. So that'll go right over the top. I'm going to let that dry by setting an acrylic block on the top for a little bit of pressure. And there we go. I use this stamp set to stamp a Christmas greeting on the inside, and I chose the one that says Merry and Bright. So look at this. Here's our card. You open the top flap for the gift card, and then on the inside has the greeting, and you can write the rest of your greeting there. Really, really fun card. To finish it off, I did die cut some of the red berries from that wreath die set, or I cut them out of red. You can cut them out of any color you want, I guess, but for this card, the red really matched, and I'll just attach a few of those here and there around the wreath. What a fun little gift card, especially for the holidays. So I know I have the wrong gift card in there. That really should be a Starbucks card or a Dutch Bros card. But look at the pretty stars around the edges. All right, let's get started on our second idea today. This one is going to be a shaker card. And this one is so much fun to put together as well. I'm using the Highlander stencil to create a ombre sort of background that looks like a plaid background. So there we go. There's that. And now I've cut out that coffee cup, and I've cut the center die right out of there as well. That's going to create the opening for our shaker. To make this super simple for me, I just am adding score tape all around the edge, and I also die cut the coffee cup die out of acetate. And that's going to be our window for the shaker, and it's so simple and easy to do. So I just remove those backers, and there's that acetate right there. Now I got it put down just a little bit crooked. That's okay. I'm going to just cut off any excess acetate that's coming out over the edge. And there we go. Now that's ready to turn into a shaker. Now Heffy Doodle has these double thick foam strips. They also have it on a roll that you can use, and these are just the perfect size to make a coffee cup shaker so fast and easy. And because they're already double thick, your sequins are going to go easily shake around in there. You don't have to double up on foam tape. I love that. So this is ready, and now all we need to do is add some of the sequins. Now I've got the pumpkin spice sequins here and also the Firefly mix. And I think I'm going to go with the darker Firefly mix for this one. You could use both, but this one has some deeper colors to match my background. So I'm going to add quite a few of the sequins because I want it to really fill up this shaker card. And if you get some static cling, just take a dryer sheet, rub that all around your acetate, and that should help so that the sequins don't stick to your acetate. There we go. Can you tell the difference? Now, don't shake it until you have it fully closed down onto your card and attached. I accidentally shook it a little bit too much, and out a lot of the sequins came. Now I'm gluing a few down because I wanted some of the sequins to be up on the shaker even when all the rest of the sequins were down at the bottom of the card. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a minute as soon as I get that shaker ready. But first, I already die cut the warm hugs and I colored it up with some of those same warm colored inks. And now it's time to put this shaker together. Look how easy this is. I'm going to remove the backer on all that foam tape, add that to my card here, making sure to push down on all that foam so none of it comes out. And then look at how fun that is to shake. Now it's time to add the sentiment. I cut a coffee cup lid out of craft cardstock. That's going to be perfect for this fall looking card. Now I'm going to attach the warm hugs just using some liquid adhesive. And I also die cut out a heart from that same coffee cup shaker die set. And I'm going to color this with some of those same ink colors. So we're going to have a heart to match the warm hugs. And I'll go ahead and add that with some liquid adhesive as well. Just to the top there, look how fun this is. To finish this off, I am going to add a few sequins to the card panel itself. And then I'll add some glossy accents right over that heart to make it a little bit shiny. If you get any bubbles in your glossy accents, just take a pin and pop those and you'll get a nice smooth result. I'm just going to double check that. I missed one right here. Going to smooth that out. And that's going to dry nice and shiny and look great. So there we go. Our shaker card, super simple to put together. Now for my last card, I had an extra die cut from when I cut out that paper. But first I decided this one here, it wasn't enough contrast. So I did cut out some of the Heffy Doodle paper from the Fright Night set, and I added that right over that wreath paper that I had earlier. It just wasn't contrasty enough. So this one I like a lot better. You can see there how that opens. I did not add a sentiment to the inside of this one, so you can use that for anything. But here's the extra that I made. I made a shaped card out of this one because I had that extra coffee cup that I already had cut out, and I stamped the hug in a mug really high so that I could add a gift card inside if you wanted to. I'm using this Perfect Blend stamp set for that coffee mug on the front. I decorated it up with some whipped cream and a candy cane and a little coffee mug itself. And yes, I did die cut some corrugated cardboard for that holder. Turned out so cool. So there are our 3 cards. We've got a Christmas card that opens to the front and to the inside, a shaped card for Christmas, and also a fall card with a shaker element on the front. So I hope you enjoyed all of these cards today. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll be back soon with more inspiration. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.